So welcome back. My name is Chris Power and today we're out at Maramara Forest and we're testing the CRF450X. But it's not just any old X, this is pretty much the king of the bling. Now when I say king of bling, I don't mean that by halves. This bike originally started out as a CRF450X standard 2012 model, but as you can see, she's had a lot of fruit put on. Talking to the guys at Blue Wing Honda, they got their design brief pretty simple. They got a picture of a Baja 1000 CRF450X and they had to copy it. And what did they come up with? Well, they came up with this. Starting from the top of the bike, it's hard to miss the Trailtech GPS. This thing does everything you can imagine the computer would do, but in a small, complete package. Sitting underneath that is a Scott's damper, and when you're going at high speed, you definitely want to dampen the front end. What this does is help stop the front from getting loose and stops tank slippers as well. Now with the long hours you're likely to get in the saddle on a Baja bike, she's got two big HIDs on the front. If the sun goes down, it's not going to matter. These things are going to brighten up the whole front and you're going to be able to see every obstacle coming towards you. Oil shocks, front and rear. The TDX front is real plush, but also good at bottoming resistance, especially because that big headlight unit, that's quite heavy. The rear TDX, spot on as well. The two work in tandem perfectly, and for high speed stuff, big G outs, big hits, it's really working well. Now with long distance riding, comes lots of fuel. And the big tank on this X is probably about 12 litres. This is going to get you going just about all day on a trail ride. Now breezing your eye over the rest of the bike, pretty much nothing else is standard on this thing. You got your foot pegs, you got your clutch levers, brake levers, gear levers, hoses, pretty much anything that could be blinged on this bike has been done. It's also got a water temperature gauge which links up to your Trailtech GPS. That tells you your temp just in case you're getting too hot. Now out on the trail, you might think all this extra stuff on the bike might make it a bit of a pig to ride. Well, I thought that at first too. The ride in the front is surprisingly soft, and those front forks definitely compensate for the amount of weight those extra lights give. Now compared to Honda's other bike, the 450R, it's definitely not as nimble. It's a bigger bike, much more inertia, and you can definitely feel it on the track. But having said that, the bike turns surprisingly well, especially with all the extra stuff on it. And going in and out of trees, even though that's not quite what it's made for, it still does alright. Now the power of the 450X is real smooth, even with that Pro Circuit pipe on. There's no big hits, it's linear all the way through, and that's pretty much a good thing, especially when you want to go high speed and you want to be riding all day. One of the downfalls I think on this particular model is that this 450X isn't fuel injected. Now it's not jetted to perfection unfortunately, and occasionally you get that odd burble. But other than that, it's a pretty good ride. Now if you're looking at the bike and thinking, hey, this could be a bit of me, just hold the phone there a minute. You're looking at probably about $10,000, maybe $12,000 worth of extras on this bike. And is it worth $10,000 or $12,000 more? Probably not, especially if you're not going to go full Baja racing. But all these parts are available throughout New Zealand. And I guess the question is, do you need all this stuff? Well, not really. The 450X is a pretty good bike standard, and it's good for your average weekend warrior, those who like to go trail riding or do a bit of long distance riding themselves. It's a plush bike, it rides nice, and it's pretty low maintenance. However, if you're into this kind of thing and you like riding at night, this is the kind of bike you do want to set up.